Hi, my name is Kendall.
And my name is Naiya.
We are from Troop 226.
For our Silver Award project, the highest award for a Girl Scout cadet,
we created an animatic on social injustice of less-known cases and how it affects all races.
We hope you enjoy and learn something from our stories.
After a long day at school, Veronica throws her backpack and runs right to her room. She felt bored, so she had gotten on her favorite social media platform. She wasn't feeling relaxed yet, so she covered herself in a blanket. She saw a post about an Asian man being attacked in a drunken rage due to the coronavirus.
What's this?
Veronica had clicked on a video out of curiosity, not knowing what she just gotten herself into.
COVID-19 injustice.
An Asian man named Brandon hummed quietly as he walked down the alleyway. Unbeknownst to him, a man walked up behind him.
Hey, why are you here?
Brandon turned around to see a drunk man standing directly in front of him.
Hello, what do you need? I asked you why you were here, mate. Well, I was just walking by.
The man rudely interrupted him.
Your kind don't belong in these parts.
Excuse me?
Out of here before I give you something to cry about.
Brandon clenched his fist and sternly replied to the man.
You don't have the authority to kick me out of a public area. I have rights as an American citizen.
Now wait a minute, you ain't no citizen in these parts. Go back to China and never come back.
I'm just gonna ignore you and keep walking.
The man had reached his arm and grabbed Brandon's shoulder.
Don't lay your hands on me. Who do you think you are?
You need to go back to your country.
The man had raised an empty bottle near Brandon's head. It was too late for him to dodge. At that moment, a young lady had noticed them, but it was too late. Brandon had been struck by the glass bottle and was wounded on his head.
Hey, get away from him!
The man was surprised by the girl's presence and afraid to be caught by the police, so he just ran away. The young lady helped Brandon onto the wall and quickly called 911. Brandon was treated at the hospital for his injuries. He met with the police and tried reporting the hate crime, but the man was nowhere to be found. Even though the man was intoxicated, that still doesn't excuse his racist actions. Veronica scrolls to the comments section and sees the many different opinions on the post.
Those Chinese people deserve it.
They shouldn't be treated like this. I feel so bad for them.
Hashtag go back to China.
Y'all just mad that justice is being served.
Hashtag stop the hate.
Honestly, he deserved it. TBH. What are you guys saying? This is a crime.
Please, I can't take racism in this country anymore.
Veronica scrolls to the comments section and sees the many different opinions on the post. As she scrolls further, she then sees her friend Kayla comment on the post.
They should be running out of the country for this. They are the reason we must stay home.
After seeing Kayla's comment, Veronica thought to herself,
Why is Kayla saying this? Is this really okay? 9/11 injustice post.
Veronica is still confused on this newfound topic. She clicks on the tag and scrolls through. She sees a post about those who lost their lives on 9/11, which piqued her interest.
I heard about 9/11. What does this have to do with racism?
Veronica then scrolled to the comments, looking for more information.
All Muslims need to go back to Afghanistan.
Islam is the stupidest religion ever. Muslims can't even walk outside without showing any skin.
We should respect all races and religion.
Go back now.
Stop it, guys.
They still need to pay for their crimes.
What the heck? This isn't right.
After reading the post, Veronica starts to see the relation between the two.
Why would people make a connection between the two? And why would Muslims intentionally kill Americans? Nothing should constitute such a treacherous act towards mankind.
Veronica starts to do some research to clearly understand the history behind the animosity between America and the Middle East.
This is impossible. The situation is crazy.
People are often scared of what they don't understand.
I think it makes more sense now. But why do people say such mean things about one another? Does this mean we should kill each other because our governments don't agree?
Now Veronica is starting to ask herself the right questions. Not how did this happen, but why? And most importantly, how can this never happen again?
I'm not fully sure of what this means yet. Maybe I should keep scrolling.
Veronica is realizing that the action of a few could affect us all. Racist acts against one is a racist act against all. Veronica grumbled and continued scrolling down to look at more posts. To further solidify Veronica's feelings on social injustices, she comes across a post titled, "Driving While Black, Brown, or Indian." Veronica is fully aware of black and white racism, but discrimination against Native Americans, this is new to her. She clicks on the post as a video begins to play.
Driving while black, brown, or Indian.
A Native American female, Melissa, was driving to work one December morning in Spokane, Washington, when she was pulled over by a local sheriff. The sheriff walks up to the driver's side and Melissa rolls down her window. The sheriff then spoke to her.
License and registration, please.
Why did you pull me over, officer?
License and registration, ma'am.
Officer, I was driving 35 miles per hour, the speed limit. As a matter of fact, I was driving 30 miles per hour, which is under the speed limit. I don't understand.
When Melissa questions the sheriff, he places his hand on his weapon and aggressively says,
Do what I say or you'll be detained.
So at this point, Melissa is confused about what's happening. But is she really? Washington State has a reputation of law enforcement officers singling out Native American drivers, so this was nothing new. However, Melissa has never personally experienced this sort of thing. Right now, she feels confused, vulnerable, but most importantly, scared.
Officer, I just asked a question. Isn't it within my rights to know the reason why you pulled me over?
Ma'am, get out the vehicle.
Now petrified, Melissa slowly unbuckles her seatbelt and gets out of the vehicle. Should Melissa have just given her license and registration? She stood beside her car and the sheriff spoke.
Ma'am, when I give you a command, you comply. Do you understand?
I understand that, Sheriff, but I just wanted to know why you pulled me over.
Get back in the car and wait until I come back.
As the sheriff goes back to his patrol car, Melissa complies and gets back in her car. But the officer never informed her what she was pulled over for. He comes back to her vehicle.
Slow down next time.
The sheriff glared at her for a moment and walked back to his car without writing Melissa a ticket. Melissa sits there for a minute and starts to think.
I didn't do anything wrong. Could this have anything to do with my race? Would I have been pulled over if I was white?
The video ended as Veronica tried her best to comprehend what she had just seen. Veronica gets up and sits next to her parents.
What's wrong, honey?
Why are people so mean to each other? Like they harm others because of the color of their skin or the way they look.
Well, honey, people always have a reason for doing what they do, like how racism is mainly taught, or they gain their behaviors from the people around them. But that still doesn't justify treating people differently for the things they can't change, like their appearance.
Most people like you aren't even aware of these kinds of things. The media only covers popular events or things that most people are already aware of. At the same time, people still choose to be racist, or even after hearing all of these injustices.
I didn't realize that others dealt with so much. This experience helped me understand the world way better.
We're glad that you understand.
It's hard to talk about topics like this, and we're always here to guide you when something's wrong.
The 3 stories we talked about emulates how racism exists in America and worldwide. In the stories, we showed racist acts towards Asians, Muslims, and Indians. These minorities are not typically covered in the media, so people have less insight about these forms of racism. The purpose of our project is to bring light to racist acts towards other minorities and to get people the justice they deserve. It's our job to learn about our differences, get along, and listen to each other. We need to better understand why it still exists and apply it to our everyday life. Thinking and being different is okay, but being racist to each other is not. There's a saying that history has a way of repeating itself. If we know past events, we can prevent future acts of racism. Thank you for your time to watch this animatic.